Right. So here in this topic, so the high availability. So what we are going to discuss, we'll be talking about the director HA. So we'll be talking about the controller HA, and we'll be talking about the branch HA. Right. So like all we know about that. Okay. So the high availability is making your network highly available or making your devices highly available. So other terms is we are trying to reduce the downtime of the networks or trying to reduce the downtime of the devices. How we are going to do that? It is by providing the redundancy. Now there are so the two types of high availability solutions on Versa appliances or Versa infrastructure. One is active passive, the other one is active active. Okay, in the active passive, what is going to happen? So the Versa director and then branches, so we can create the active passive deployment. When it comes to the active active, so the Versa controller and the branches, you can deploy it as a active active implementations. Okay, so what is going to happen here? The primary
So that
director,
means Versa director cannot be active, right? It can only be active passive.
that's not possible. Versa director is always a active passive, and
Yeah,
Versa
okay.
controller is always active active. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So coming to the branches, you have a selection. So how do you want to deploy the branches? Do you want to deploy it as active passive or active active? We have a selection. Done. So when it comes to the director HA, so what is going to happen? So the director HA, the primary director is responsible for all the SD-WAN management. So the backup director is only used so when the primary device goes down. Okay, so when it comes to the branches HA, the primary branch will try to forward all the traffic. The backup is just by a standby. When you talk about the active active HA, what is going to happen? All the controllers, so we'll back to an active active scenario. All the controllers will receive the routes and as well as they try to advertise the routes within the controllers. Okay. Right. So when it comes to the branches, so the branches simultaneously both the branches can be in active active. Some traffic may be handled by branch one and some traffic may be handled by the branch two. So if there are two CP devices at the branch, simultaneously we can configure both the branches to forward the traffic. Okay. So let's see all these so in detail how exactly we are going to configure it. Okay, so now director, Versa director, it is always active passive implementation. Versa controller, it is always active active implementation. Okay, so now, so when you're deploying the director, so we are going to mention a so synchronizing link. So over that link, the database gets synchronized from one director to the other director. Okay. Right, so let's jump into the director's HA. So before that, so let's talk about the failure situations. Okay, let's say this is your director, this is your controller. So over here you have MPLS circuit and you have internet circuit. Okay, let's say, so this is my branch 01. Okay, now what happened? So everything is up between the branches. Okay, so everything is up between the branches. So now let's say, so this is my branch 02. So there is a tunnel between branch 01 and then 02. So this is your control plane, this is your data plane. Just for timing, assume it. Okay. But the communication between the branches and then controller, we are calling it as a control plane. And the communication between the branches and then other branches, we are calling it as a data plane. Now, what will happen if you have a single director in the network? What will happen if you have a single director in the network? Already branch is onboarded with a director. Okay, so the branches have a netcom session established with a director. Now, what happened? All of a sudden, your director is down. So will there be an impact on the control plane? Will there be an impact on the data plane? So do you find any impacts related to the control plane and data plane?
No.
Not really. Okay. So already the configuration related to the controller is available. The configuration related to the branches is available. Okay, so this director is nothing but your orchestrator tool or configurator tool. Okay, so if your director goes down, there will not be an impact on the control plane and there will not be an impact on the data plane. Okay, but what is going to happen? So the ongoing maintenance. So if I want to make the configuration changes at one go across all the branches, as you do not have a director, there is no chance. And as well as, so if the director is integrated, so with analytics, you wanted to see the outputs on the analytics, so you cannot see it. So that's nothing but ongoing maintenance. So you cannot perform because your director is down. Okay. Right. So now what is going to happen? So to avoid the single point of failure at the director, you can form the multiple directors. So you can form the director HA. So in which you are going to consider two directors. One director will be acting as a primary, the other director will be acting as a secondary. Now before that, on the branches, the moment the branch is getting connected to the director, so the branches are going to receive a configuration. So in the configuration, so we are going to have the VNF manager. The VNF manager is nothing but the director IP address. Okay, the director IP address. So whenever the branch is getting onboarded to the director, so the director pushes this VNF manager IP address, which tells that so from which director the configuration has to be accepted. Okay, so if it is a standalone director on the branch, so we are going to receive only one director IP address. Okay. So to avoid a single point of failure, what we are trying to do, so we are trying to bring two directors. Okay, assume director 1 and then director 2. Okay, so we have a northbound interface and then southbound interface on the directors. Okay, so this is northbound and this is southbound. Northbound and then southbound. Okay. Now first let us understand how are we going to construct the HA on the directors. So we'll try to deploy the two directors. Okay, so then we'll try to take access to the directors. Now on this director one, I'm going to enable the HA. I'll try to mention what is the local IP address or the primary IP address and what is the secondary IP address. Either you can use northbound interfaces or you can use southbound interfaces in order to synchronize the database between the directors. Assume, so as of now, this director is acting like a primary and this director is acting like a standby. So what is the job of the master or primary? So primary will be allowed to take a CLI access, primary will be allowed to take a UA access, and the primary will have the complete read-write access. What happens at the standby? Standby will be granted with the CLI and the UI, we don't get a UI options. And the privilege on the CLI is again read-only. Read-only. Until and unless the primary is down, we are never going to switch the secondary as a primary, and we are never going to get the UI access of the device. Right. So now what is going to happen between the directors? So whatever we try to do it on this device, okay, let's say, so the director one, we have mentioned it as a primary device, and as well as we mentioned it as a preferred master. We mentioned it as a preferred master. So if I mention the preferred master, the database will get synchronized in one way. The database, whatever that has to get synchronized between the director, it is always a one-way synchronization. Now, in this example, we mentioned the preferred master as a director one. What is going to happen? Whatever the changes we make it on this director, that gets synchronized to the director two. That gets synchronized to the director two. So when we are trying to bring up the devices into HA, so for the first time, there is a complete database sync which is going to happen between the directors. And ongoing maintenances, once the directors are in HA, so if there is any changes that is going to happen on this director, only the delta changes will be synchronized between the directors. Whatever
So
the
Hari, if we add the controller IP address, means controller integrated with the director, then it will automatically sync between the director.
Yes. So whatever we try to do it on director one, everything will get synchronized to the director two. Be it a controller deployment, be it a branches deployment, be it a hub deployment. So
Analytics.
yes, analytics. So all this information will be synchronized between the directors. Okay, so that's what I was talking about, complete database. Whatever the information it has on director one, so it is going to create a snapshot and forwards that information towards the director.
But suppose if we implemented director one only and we did all the changes and later on, can we do the HA?
Yes, of course you can do it. That's what. See, for example, today we have a director one. After a month, we are getting a director two. And in between these two, we wanted to form the HA. At that moment, whatever the database it has on the director one, so will be automatically synchronized to the other director.
Okay, it is not mandatory from the day one you have to decide. Okay.
Can you just give a minute? Good, good, Prakash. So you are asking about something, right? So the database synchronization. So you can deploy the director today and so the other director after some days. So there is no problem in that. Whatever the database we have it on the director one, so will be automatically synchronized to the director. So there will not be any changes. Okay, so now once the devices are in HA, whatever the delta changes that is going to happen, so only the delta changes so will be synchronized to the director. Okay, right. So now coming to the failover part. Okay, what is going to happen? So the moment the primary is down, will the standby takes the primary position immediately? Is it enabled by default or we have to explicitly configure it? So this part, so we are going to explicitly configure it. Auto switchover, so whether you wanted to enable it or not. So what will happen? So if the auto switchover is enabled, then if the probes are missed between the directors, okay, within the configured interval, if the probes are missing between the directors, now the secondary will assume that the primary is down. So we'll try to switch over the primary device. Okay. Right. So coming to the deployment of the directors. So there is no restriction, the directors, so they can be connected via L2 or via L3, even geographically separated. So two different locations. So for example, in DC, I have one director, in DR, I have another director. If you are able to provide the reachability from VD1 to VD2, that is well and good. You are good to configure the HA part. Okay.
Sorry, it will not auto.
Side, so when I go and verify the branches side, if the directors are in HA, what will happen at the branches side? On the VNF manager, so we are going to receive both the IP addresses. One is VD1, the other one is VD2. So we are going to receive both the IP addresses. So as a part of VNF managers, we are going to receive both the VD1 and as well as the VD2. Okay. But how are we going to configure the HA on the director side? So what we try to do is, so we'll go to the administration. So under the administration, so we have the system. Under the system, we got a high availability settings. So how do you enable it? So by clicking on this edit, okay, we are going to mention the few of the options. What is the master IP address? What is the slave IP address? Okay, and what is the designated master IP address? This is nothing but the preferred master. From which director the sync should happen, we are going to mention with the help of this designated master IP address. And coming to the enable auto switchover, by default, it is not enabled. So though the primary is down, the secondary will not immediately switch to the primary. Okay, so this has to be manually done until unless you enable this option. So if you check this box, enable auto switchover, what is going to happen? So within the configured probes, so if the director 1 is not able to send the probes to the director 2, so the director 2 being a secondary, so it will switch back to the primary state. Okay, so it's not really recommended at the management plane. So not only in Versa, in most of the networks, it's not really recommended. So just the reason being, so to avoid the split brain situations. Okay, so because of some transit, so you're not able to get the probes between the director. So if the probes are not configured, what is going to happen? So the branches would start, the director will start making the status as primary at both the devices. So if the directors are in HA, so you wanted to see the tasks that are getting created between the directors. Okay, so you can click on the task and you could see that. So whether once you click on that enabling the HA, so is the director is getting into the HA or not, you could find the task informations. Okay. Right, so now once the devices are in HA, once the directors are in HA, you could see that what is the master IP address, what is the slave IP address. So if you are interested, so you can perform the manual failover here. You wanted to trigger a manual failover, you can click on that failover. Or if you wanted to disable the HA totally, so you can click on that disabling the HA. Okay. So you can click on the disabling the HA so the directors will be acting like a standalone devices. Right. Once the directors are in HA, so how do you take access? So if I go to the primary director, okay, you have a read write access. Under the read write access, you could see that. So the CLI is available, and then so you can enter into the config mode and you can see the configuration parameters related to the director, and as well as the UI access is available. So when I go and verify the backup device, what is going to happen? So it's a read only access. So there's a restriction. You cannot enter into the configuration and make the changes. That's not possible. And when I try to take a UA access on the backup director, what is going to happen? So it is a restricted. You'll not be allowed to take a UA access of the backup director. That's not allowed. So any questions on the director's HA? Any questions on the director HAs?
So if primary goes down and after some time it will back up, then the secondary will act as a primary until
Yes.
unless and until.
Yes, that's what. Enable auto switchover. So if I don't do that, it's a manual job. See, for example, VD1 is my primary, VD2 is secondary. This is my primary, this is my secondary. And I mentioned the preferred master as a director one. So assume that this director is down. Okay, so this director is down. If I don't enable the auto switchover, what is going to happen? The secondary still remains it as a secondary. I have to go to the director 2 and I have to manually promote it as a primary. I have to manually promote this as a primary. Now assume that after some time, the director 1 is up. So this will switch back to the secondary state. So this will switch to the primary. Now again, I have to enter into the VD1. Again, I have to promote this device as a primary device. This is a manual task, so which we have to do it. If you want to automate it, enable auto switchover. Enable auto switchover. If I do that, the moment the primary is down, the probes which are getting exchanged between the directors, so will not be received on time. So due to that, the secondary will be shifted to the primary state. And again, so the moment the secondary is up here, so as we mentioned, the preferred master as the director 1, again, it will switch back to the primary state and this will switch to the secondary state. So if you want to...
auto failover is not...
Yeah, it's not enabled by default. You have to explicitly enable it while configuring the HA. So this is the...
No, but it is not recommended, no?
It's not recommended. It's on the management plane, it's not recommended. So typically we go with the manual method.
If the both the director in the same location, then still it's not recommended by yourself to enable the auto switching?
Yes. So it's not a recommended response. Okay, so either it is in the same location or the different locations. So typically not only on the Versa appliances, even you talk about any management plane solutions. Okay, so they go with this type of implementation.
Hari?
Yes.
I have a question. So when it comes to, see, a particular director has a limitation in terms of the devices it can support or the number of sites it can support.
Yes.
So do we have an N+1 redundancy, or there is only 1+1 redundancy as of now in director?
We are not trying to increase the capacity, Sankush. Okay, so it's not for increasing the capacity. Director is always an active passive. Whatever you have it on the primary, it will get replicated to the backup.
Okay, because in some of the OEMs, they try to create a cluster, and in that cluster they are trying to actively managing the entire SD-WAN fabric. If it increases the desired, if it increases the exact, what I would say, the director's capacity or a particular controller's capacity, they try to create a cluster and then they try to manage it. So just wanted to explore that Versa director. It is just 1+1 redundancy that we do.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, and we were talking about something because I lost my internet connection for a 3-4 minutes. So I lost the initial part of when you were describing the HA part. So just wanted to explore what is VNF manager.
The VNF manager is nothing but, so whenever you are onboarding the branch towards the director, okay, so the director will try to push a configuration, which is nothing but VNF manager. Okay, what does this VNF manager do on the branches? The branches will accept the configuration only if it is listed as a VNF manager. Okay, so the branches, so every time the director is pushing some configurations, right? So towards the branches, how does the branch authenticates that? So you are receiving the configuration from the from the configure director, which is nothing but VNF manager.
Okay. So that does
go ahead.
So that does play a role in having the 1+1 redundancy of the director, because you need to have it as a VNF.
If I have the 2 directors, okay, what will happen if the directors are in HA? Now both the information will be pushed to the VNF managers. Okay, so the branches so is not worried, which whoever may be the primary, it is not worried from the branch perspective. I can accept the configuration either from VD1 or VD2.
Okay. And just one more thing, which you were talking about a split brain scenario. I was thinking in that direction, if just in case the link fails and the probes are not received by the director, the second, if we do a automatic switchover.
Yes.
So in that case, both can act as master, because there is certain scenarios, because it is dependency on the link side also, because generally the directors are
transit.
in the DCDR, what we do.
Yes, yes, Ankush. I mean, so both the devices, so if configured probes are not received, both will act as a primary. So now both will provide you the read-write access.
Yeah, Hari. So if in case primary goes down and there was you have mentioned that the secondary have a read-only access only. We are unable to log into the secondary device.
Yeah.
So
For the CLI, you just have a read-only access, but you have exception to execute the manual failover.
yeah, so if you want to make it a secondary is a primary, yeah, this one.
Yeah.
If you see the instance of the Versa, the below screenshot,
Yeah.
director is
You need to take a CLI access and you have to execute that request VNMS HA actions and change the status to the master.
okay.
You have to do it from the CLI. There is no WebEx.
CLI,
Unless
okay.
manually promote it with help of CLI, you will not be allowed to take a WebEx access of the secondary directory.
Okay. Only CLI is option. Okay.
Yes. So now, so coming to the
Just a quick one on the design perspective. Just a quick one. Like, if we are increasing the number of devices, see, we understand that a Versa director supports up to maybe 2,000, 2,500 or 3,000 devices. If we are increasing that number of devices because our sites are too much, so in that case, how many directors can be a part of a single fabric?
No, it's always only two devices, Ankush. The director HA is always 2 devices. It's again only the active passive HA.
This is not specific to HA. I am specifically talking about the scalability of the director, because in terms that we understand that a particular director has a limitation in terms of the devices or the sites it can support. Now, if my sites are increasing way beyond that, so from design perspective, I would have to create multiple directors, because those multiple directors will be catering to that to those sites. So in that case, how will I actually do that?
Yeah, it is again Ankush. I mean, when you are trying to create a multiple VDs, so there is no relation between these VDs, right? It is like individual boxes. There is no relation between these VDs. So they cannot really understand, okay, the communication which is happening between these VDs. We need to make sure that, for example, so if the network is huge, okay, so based upon the geographical regions, what we try to do is we go on deploying the multiple Versa directors.
Okay. So in that case, if I want to have, see, there are somewhere around 5,000 or 10,000 sites. I want those sites to communicate to each other, and maybe there is something partial mesh, something hub and spoke. So in that case, these directors will what these directors will do? Will they exchange any information, or I will only rely on the controllers? So that is my point as of now, because there are certain global opportunities where you tend to increase the number of devices. Generally, in the local opportunities or specific to a region, 2,000 or 2,500 sites is good enough. But some of the local opportunities also, maybe some kind of bank, maybe some kind of post opportunities. So there the sites increase to 10,000 and 20,000. From that regard, I am trying to understand.
Of course, Ankush, there is a limitation on each and every director. So the limitation as on today, so whatever the scalability Versa is trying to do it, so it's not limited on number of devices. Okay, it is limited on number of tenants the director is going to hold it. Okay, so again, ultimately the director is a VM, right? It's a VM. Okay, the limitation on the director is based upon the tenants. So till now, the number of devices limitation is not yet discovered on the director. There is no limitation, in fact. So it's only the limitation on the tenants the director is going to hold it.
Okay, okay. Maybe I read it somewhere that a particular director, the highest configuration supports. I will not name the number here, but yes, there is a specific number along with the tenant's number that a particular director with the maximum configuration can support.
Okay. So you're talking about the configuration wise, the number of
Yes, the
devices.
number of CPs it can support. A number of CPs along with the number of tenants.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, the tenants are like 255 tenants.
Yeah, it's more. It's more.
How many? I
Yes.
mean, see, in fact, when if you look at the tenants, how many tenants you are going to have it? I mean, I really doubt. I mean, the one, and at least HA, the director's HA, when you are talking about 10,000 devices in the single director, maybe I really doubt. I mean, whether we can accommodate it or not on a single director.
No, not an issue. If you get a chance to talk to the Versa guys and get an information, it is good. Or I'll do it myself. Not an issue.
Okay.
I need this clarity on the design part, but I'll get that clarity. If you can help me, it is good. If not, then I'll get it.
If you wanted to increase the capacity, so maybe you can deploy the multiple directors and you try to go with the limitation on the tenant side. Okay, globally you can configure a single tenant, and so regional wise you can configure multiple tenants. That may be the scalability part. Regional wise you can go ahead and you can create the multiple tenants.
Okay. Let's continue. I'll not stop this right here because that is maybe not part of the course. But thank you for your information.
Right, so coming to the controllers HA. So let's say that this is my controller VC1. So we have the MPLS and we have the internet. Okay, so now let's assume that, so this is my branch, so 01. Okay, so whereas we have this, so the branches, so the MPLS and then internet connectivity. Now let's assume that this is my branch 2. So we have this MPLS, we have this internet connectivity. And what we are trying to do is, okay, so we have the VD. So with the help of the VD, we are able to receive the configuration. So that's well and good. Now at the branches side, with the help of this configuration, so we have created a control plane channel towards this VC. Okay, control plane channel towards this VC. With the help of that, so we are able to create a data plane channel towards these branches. Okay, so the control plane channel towards the VC, data plane channel towards the branches. Now what is going to happen? So here, so we have received the branch 2 node advertisements as well as the branch 2 LAN networks. Okay, so with help of BGP protocol, right? With help of BGP protocol, so we were able to receive the remote branches node advertisements as well as the LAN routes. Now what will happen? All of a sudden, the branch 1 has lost the connection towards the VC. The branch 1 has lost the connection towards the VC. What is going to happen? So assume that your control plane is down. Your control plane is down. Will there be impact on the data plane or not?
No.
No. Okay, so if your control plane is down, what will happen to the BGP peering?
It depends on the timeout.
BGP peering. So
On the tunnel.
Graceful restart timeout.
yeah. So the BGP peering is down. So if the BGP peering is down, what will happen at the branches? The branches will start removing the BGP updates, right? Whatever the routes it has received from this BGP peer, so will be automatically removed from the tables. Yes, so if your control plane is down, so there is an impact on the data plane. Because so as the control plane is relying on the BGP protocol, so if the BGP peering is down, then definitely the data plane tunnels are also getting affected.
But not immediately.
It is not immediately. So it is not immediately, but what is this? It relies on the BGP protocol timers. So it relies on the BGP protocol timers. When do you want to terminate the BGP sessions? So you are mentioning the BGP hold on timers, right? So if the BGP hold on, BGP refresh message or BGP notification message, so you are not able to receive, then the BGP routes will be removed. Okay. So ultimately it is relying on the BGP protocol, and with the help of that BGP protocol, the routes will be removed so that you are impacting the data plane as well. So in fact, so there is no network where you are going to rely on a single controller. That's not a proper design at all.
But both the data plane and control plane will not work independently.
It's not right? Okay, so you have received the routes information, all the land routes which are received from the BGP. So if the BGP peer is down, definitely the routes will be removed from the routing table. Okay. Right. So what we are going to do is, so we are going to form the HA here. So we'll try to make use of the multiple Versa controllers. So instead of relying on the single control plane, what we try to do is we'll try to rely on multiple control planes. Okay, so this is one control plane. So the other one is other control plane. Now the branches will advertise its advertisements as well as LAN advertisements towards this VC1 as well as towards this VC2. It advertises node advertisements, LAN advertisements towards this VC2. Now, same case, so the branch 2 is connecting towards the VC1 and as well as connecting towards the VC2. So the branch 2 network, the branch 2 networks are the branch 2 advertisements. We have received it from VC1 and as well as we have received it from VC2. So if your VC1 is down, so there will not be real direct impact because I have an immediate route, so via VC2. Okay. So if I go with so the multiple controllers, so the VC1 and then VC2. Okay, so on this branch 1, you are going to receive the branch 2 routes via VC1 as well as via VC2. Okay, the moment VC1 is down, only this prefix will be removed. Okay, as we have a connectivity towards the VC2, the same prefixes as learned on the VC2 as well. Right, this is how we are trying to avoid the single point of failure on the control plane. Now, what is going to happen on the BGP? As the same prefixes is learned on the VC1 and VC2 based upon the BGP route selection process. So one of the route will go to the active state. Okay. So be it whatever route, let's say VC1 or VC2, whatever the route, it may go to the active state. Will it change the protocol next stop? No, right? So in order to reach branch 2, what is the next stop? So even if the advertisement is on VC1 or VC2, the branch 2 tunnel is my next stop. Here as well, branch 2 tunnel is my next stop. Okay. So out of these two prefixes over the BGP route selection algorithm, one route will go to the active state. So whatever may be the route, the protocol next stop is always the same. Okay. Right. So when it comes to the one more implementation part here. Okay. So what is the advantage of having VCs in the cluster? Okay. Let's assume that this is one IL1 and this is an IL2. Okay, assume this is a connection, this is a connection. So because of some design constraint, okay, branch 1 cannot talk to VC2, branch 2 cannot talk to VC1. Okay, now I wanted to forward the traffic between branch 1 to branch 2. I wanted to have a direct communication between branch 1 to branch 2. How can I achieve it? Now we'll try to make this, make use of this VC's HA. Okay, what will happen in the VC's HA? What will happen in the VC's HA? So the VC1 and then VC2, the moment you try to make it as a HA, what is going to happen? So they are going to form the IBGP connections. They are going to form the IBGP connection on the overlay tunnels again. On the overlay tunnels, they are going to form the IBGP connections. Now, whatever the advertisements branch 1 is trying to update to the VC1, okay, VC1 with help of this IBGP connection, it updates to the VC2 and the VC2 will update that information to the branch 2. Same case from branch 2 as well, branch 2 will update to the VC2, VC2 will update to the VC1 and VC1 will update to the branch 1. Okay. Now branch 1 has received the node advertisements as well as LAN advertisements related to the branch 2. Now, if they're able to reach, so they're able to communicate, now there is a direct tunnel and there's a traffic flow between the branch 1 and then branch 2. By making use of this Versa's controller HA, so even we can achieve this type of implementations. Right. How do you configure the controller's HA? So by going to the controller. So let's assume that I want to have a VC1, a VC2 in HA. First, I'll deploy the VC1. I'll make it ready, VC1. While deploying the VC2, so we are going to mention it as a peer controller. While deploying the VC2, so we are going to mention the name of the controller, the parent organization. Okay, so then, So we are going to mention the peer controllers information. So while deploying the VC2, we are going to mention the VC1 as a peer controller. Okay. So this is making the controllers in HA, making the controllers in HA. After this, so what we are going to do, so the branches, how the branches are going to have the control plane, so towards the multiple controllers. So we go to the branches deployment. So while deploying the workflow templates, what we need to do is, so we are going to mention the multiple controllers under the workflow templates. Under the workflow templates, we are going to mention the multiple controllers. Okay, so at any moment, a branch can support up to, so the 4 Versa controllers. It can support up to the 4 Versa controllers. So if I go and verify the BGP peering here, show BGP neighbor. So it is establishing a neighborship between both the controllers VC1 and VC2. So even if I go and verify the tunnels, so the ESP tunnels are towards both the VC1 and as well as the VC2. Okay. So the same advertisements, so it is trying to update to both the VCs. Okay, so we are trying to avoid the single point of failure here. Hope this is clear. So the controllers HA. So any questions in the controllers HA?
No.
Fine. So let's take a short
Hari,
break. Yes.
Hari, one question.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 2 controller, right?
Yes.
So during maintenance time, we have performed the maintenance on the both the controller at a time. Can we increase the data traffic? As you said, when the controller will be down, the data also impacted, right?
Yes. Yes.
How we can increase the?
You can go ahead and you can change the BGP timers. So on the MPBGP connection, so on both the devices, branches and the controllers, what we can do is we can go ahead and change the BGP timers. Okay. So the maximum timer you can mention. So like for example, 30 minutes you wanted to mention it so that it will not impact the data plane.
But it is related to the control. Go to the control tunnel and BGP and go to the graceful restart.
Not the graceful restart. I mean, the graceful restart you can enable it. Graceful restart will have a timer. That is for sure. You can enable this graceful restart, or you can completely change the BGP timers itself.
So we have to go to one by one, or all the we can do the for all the branches we can do the ones.
When you wanted to go ahead and you wanted to change the BGP timers, okay, so you need to go to the Versa controller and as well as the branches and change this BGP timers. Okay, so what I can do is, so I can go to the controller configuration and I can change the BGP timers. I can go to the template and I can change the BGP timers at the template and push this to across all the branches.
Very Deepak is said, but if I have multiple sites like 200 or 300, then I have to change BGP timer on each site.
That's what you are going to do it at the template level, right?
Okay.
If the branches are onboarded with a single tenant, sorry, single template, let's go to the template and change it. Right, so then we'll take a short break. So maybe a 15 minutes break from now.